This episode is brought to you by Buy My Stuff on eBay. Yes, you too can buy my stuff from eBay. Simply search for the seller, Tin Dog Podcast, and you can own some rare and collectible items. From the same people who brought you Buy My Books on Amazon. Check the show notes for a direct link.
Scanning for audio.
Welcome to a Tin Dog Podcast. You know what? Let's do a quiz. You like it? This is the adventures of the Second Doctor. Not everyone's area of expertise, I'll grant you, but we should have some fun. So the adventures of the Second Doctor, here's some questions. Who were the faceless ones? That's question one. Who were the faceless ones? If this was a YouTube video, there would be some sort of exciting ticking clock. And the answer to number one. They were chameleon aliens who took over the identity of humans. Question two. How was the weather of Earth controlled from the moon in the year 2070? And if anybody happens to see using government-sponsored jet aircraft who put chemicals in the vapor trails of airplanes, they'll be wrong. The answer to question two is by Gravitron, who is not a transformer, but should be. Number three. Probably easy for some people. Name the helicopter pilot who saved the lives of the Doctor and his friends when the TARDIS landed on an Australian beach. And the answer is Astrid Farrier. I had no idea of her surname. Question 4. How did the Doctor destroy the Seeds of Death? The Seeds of Death. And the answer, rather surprisingly, is with torrential rain. Okay, and here's something I'm going to butcher. Who was the old friend whom the Doctor unexpectedly met in Tibet and who had been taken over by the Great Intelligence? And the answer is, and I will butcher this, Padmasem Pavava. And that was butchered beyond belief. Question 6. Immediately after the Doctor's first regeneration, which of his companions most suspected that he was not really the Doctor? And of course, the answer is Ben. Ben suspected him. Number 7. Who was Salamander? Who was Salamander? And the answer, as written here, a would-be world dictator who was also the Doctor's double. Number 8. The Warlord captured soldiers from many different periods in Earth's history and made them refight wars. What was his ultimate intention in doing this? And, as a bonus question, should the Master's theme tune have been used in the colorized version? And the answer is, he intended to employ the survivors of these wars as an invincible army to take on the galaxy. And of course, they would all have been absolutely exhausted and just wanted to go home like most actual soldiers. And the bonus answer is, no, they shouldn't have. Number 9. On which planet did the Doctor hide Milo Clancy? I didn't know the answer to this one either. And the answer is the planet Tar in the Pliny solar system. Question 10. How many Daleks did the Doctor initially humanize? There were 3 Daleks. This is the answer. There were 3 Daleks. They were called Alpha, Beta and Omega. Oh my God, can you imagine the excitement on the internet when one of them was called Omega? Well, I'm glad the internet wasn't around. Question 11. What was the ultimate objective of the weed creature in Fury from the Deep? And apparently the answer to question 11 is to form itself into a vast colony to take over the British Isles and, in time, perhaps the whole world. Question 12. Who was Varga? Who was Varga? Question 12 answer. An ice warrior found frozen in the earth during the Second Ice Age. Question 13. In the adventure The Web of Fear, where in the London Underground did the TARDIS materialise? Question 13 answer, and I did have to rack my brains for this one as well, and got it wrong. It's Covent Garden. He landed in Covent Garden Underground Station. Number 14. When the Doctor and Jamie materialise on the Silver Carrier, the rocket orbiting the wheel in space, how did the TARDIS warn its passengers of the dangers outside? Question 14 answer. The automatic defence network, accidentally triggered by the Doctor, tried to tempt the travellers away from the rocket by showing them seductive scenes from other planets. 15. What circumstances brought about England's Second Ice Age? That's exactly as written here. We can discuss the actual mechanics and accuracy of that question later. An atmospheric imbalance caused by a decrease, that's a decrease, in carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Yeah, okay, moving on. Number 16. Who was the controller of the wheel in space? The answer is Jarvis Bennett. Number 17. When the TARDIS materialised in the land of fiction, how did the intelligence controlling that land, attempt to lure Jamie and Zoe out of the TARDIS? And of course the answer to 17 is by showing them images of their homes on the scanner. Question 18. Who was the mute who aided Jamie in his search for Victoria in the 19th century? And that person was called Kemmel. Kemel. Number 19. Why did the Crotons order the Gonds should periodically send 2 of their best scholars into the Dynatrope? Because it was only high mental power which could reanimate them. And finally, for this round, for this entire episode, question 20. Who travelled in the space-time capsules known as Sidrats? And the answer we've got written down here, and obviously it must be accurate, is the Warlords. The Warlords used a Sidrat. There we go. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the Seventh Doctor quiz. If you enjoyed it, please put a comment on the YouTube channel, or email me, or follow me on Blue Sky, or Twitter, or however you just want to, or just shout into the sky. I quite enjoyed that. Either way, I'm probably going to get the response through. If you have enjoyed this via YouTube, please feel free to subscribe. It would massively help. I'd like to get over the 1,000 mark, so at least I can make a dent in the figures. Right, with that, I'll say farewell and speak to you all very soon, probably about Doctor Who. Until next time, be seeing you. That was the Tin Dog Podcast. All topics discussed are the intellectual property of the copyright owners. No infringement is intended. Why not follow the show on Blue Sky at tindogpodcast.bsky.social. If you've enjoyed this podcast on YouTube, please click like and subscribe. To contact the show, email tin-dog@hotmail.co.uk. The Tin Dog Podcast is a founder member of the Doctor Who Podcast Alliance.